Alright lads, we are back with the F1 2015 Career Mode Championship. This is Italy, the Monza, and it's not the Monza Grand Prix. Once again, I've stuffed up another intro. Now, if there is going to be any track at all on this entire calendar that we're not going to do well, it's going to be this one. But we did have a good outing out in Spa, so fingers crossed we could get a good result here. Just, it all comes down to qualifying, doesn't it, and the first lap, because we seem to have decent pace. It's just we seem to lose out on the starts and in qualifying sometimes. But either way, you can see in the championship, very close from 3rd down to 7th. We could get overtaken by all those guys, including Raikkonen. So we need to keep being consistent. We need to get podiums and continue to move forward if we can. Sebastian Vettel has a massive lead at the moment. But it's going to be interesting to see if Seb can hold on to this lead as we head into the final rounds of this championship. Without further ado, it's time for the Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome to the final European race before the Formula One circuit heads back to Asia. This weekend, it's Monza.
Set up. We're going to go with like 1-1 wings or 2-1 wings. We know we're going to struggle around this track. We're also going to take off some camber and maybe give the tyres more contact patch on the road and therefore give us some more traction. Would be nice, and better straight line speed. It's a bit of a risk. We're going to take some toe off as well, and hopefully it can work. Straight line speed comparison, it looks good versus Rosberg. It's only practice though. What the fuck just happened there? Okay, let me explain this. Me and Rosberg, okay, he passed me coming into the Ascari chicane, right? And I gave him a little nudge. Then on the exit, we've had a side pod glitch there, but then someone has come up from behind me and absolutely destroyed my Toro Rosso. So from the third person view, you can see, okay, there's the incident with Rosberg. Probably my fault. We almost rejoined. Oh, it's the Ferrari. So who was that? Was that Vettel? Or was it Raikkonen? They could be in for a grid penalty. Let's have a look. No, it's not Vettel, because he's already passed the incident. Now, let's try and find Raikkonen. I'm pretty sure it is Raikkonen. Let's ride on board with him. Okay. So poor old Raikkonen has just come through. He's chilling. And he's... Oh, that's nasty. Nasty, because he ran out wide here onto the almost onto the gravel there. He's had to correct, and then he's come into my path. But then look at this, smashes into me, sends me into space. But at the same time, he's not lost any of his front wing. Good one, Codemasters. I think it is downright appalling that not only us, that we got away with this, that we're able to continue on and bring this back to the pits, but more so Raikkonen, who completely destroyed us. He did not lose any part of his front wing. How does Codemasters think that's alright? That, okay, Raikkonen does not deserve to have any damage there. That's just incredible. And not in a good way either. No, why are you putting a tire blanket on that thing? It's gone. That thing should be on eBay right now. Are you serious? What's this one for? Oh, instant replay. Oh, you've taken me out too. What is it with the AI today? Am I just some kind of magnet to these guys or what? Let's have a look at this from the third person view. I still can't believe that we've been involved in enough. He's turned into me in the braking zone. There's going to be a lot of grid penalties dished out for this race. See, that is downright Pasta Maldonado written all over that move. Oh, and Rosberg's gone. I wonder if he got taken out too. Now let's see if there was anything interesting that happened to Nico. He goes into the braking zone, and that is Bottas. And side pod glitch. Oh, Bottas! Oh, we almost collected again. So, Bottas goes off. There is so much. This is probably the most action-packed practice session I've ever seen in all the career modes I've ever done. There is going to be a lot of grid penalties handed out for the start of this race. Plus one more. Seriously though, I want to set a lap now and just see where this car stands in terms of straight line speed, balance, and just overall grip. Oh, I've done a Nico Rosberg.
Lewis Hamilton has recorded the fastest time of the day in today's practice session. The British driver will be mightily pleased with just how well his car performed.
Oh, bang, straight into the 23s. A low 23 as well. That looks very competitive. I think that was way faster than our practice time as well, on a set of options. We're 2/10 away from Vettel. That's the difference to pole position. We are well in the battle today. What we've done is we've put 5 or 6 laps of fuel worth in the car. We've put in one run. This is our cool down lap, and then we're going to go for another one. I'm just going to test out the theory to see if the tyres do get faster over a longish run in qualifying. That seems to be the trend with this Toro Rosso car. We're going to give that another try, and we'll see if we can jump up even further up the grid. We are 1/10 up on Vettel, heading into the third sector, and I think the third sector as well is our strong point. If we can hook it up through Parabolica, we could well be on pole for the Italian Grand Prix. Nice apex, on the power early. Try and straighten up this exit as much as you can, up through the gears, using up all the revs. Straight line to the finish line, and it is provisional pole. 1:22.5. We've smashed Lewis Hamilton's time. Wow. You know what? The cool down lap, with the tyres and the pressures, it's worked. We really did find the sweet spot there.
And this is a wonderful result for Max Verstappen. His performance today has put him on pole for tomorrow's race.
So there we go, lads. Pole position for the Italian Grand Prix in Monza. I did not see this coming. I said at the start of the video I thought this was going to be our weakest track, but you never know with Monza. Sometimes it can be a little bit different. Definitely the help with DRS has helped us get to our top speed. Whether that converts to the race now, sometimes we are a little bit slower in the race compared to qualifying. Normally when cars have a slower straight line speed, they often get exposed in the race. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us. If we can break the 1 second DRS window, then anything is possible. Let's go to the race. Very interesting grid in the way that there weren't any grid penalties from what I could see, apart from Valtteri Bottas starting well down the order in like 13th or something like that. So all the crashes and the incidents we've seen in practice, they haven't converted to the race, which is quite interesting. Let's have a look at the race strategy. I think it's a 2-stop. Okay, so very, very interesting. I always suspect that these sort of rounds would be a 1-stop, but they're just not. Maybe the tyre wear is a little bit harsher than what we expect, but maybe being a 2-stop, the workload on each tyre will be reduced, and maybe that can open up the race a little bit for us here. So we're going to need to get off to a good start. We've got the longest run into turn 1 out of probably any track on the calendar. It is Monza, power track, and the DRS with the slipstream is going to be very OP to defend upon the Mercedes. Now, waiting for those 5 red lights. Let's try and concentrate on getting a good start here. Away we go. Always wheel spin in 2nd and 3rd gear. We've been touched by Vettel, I believe. Into turn 1. The 2 Mercedes lead. Let's try and change that as we move up into P2. Rosberg squeezed out there a little bit. I think we did make contact. That was a little bit sloppy from my end, but I really wanted to hold on to that position there. Vettel fighting with Rosberg there, trying to get into P3. I don't really care who gets that position. I just want to try and catch Hamilton if we can. Staying within the 1 second DRS window is going to be the key. Oh, Vettel is also positioned to Rosberg there. So the more that those guys battle, the more it's going to help us. Maybe myself and Hamilton can really pull away from the pack here and just focus on running our own race here. We're going to go up the inside of Hamilton here. I didn't really mean to. I'm sorry. That is so clumsy. I wouldn't normally do that kind of move. But luckily, we both get away with it. What I want to do here is stay in Hamilton's slipstream and stay with him if I can, and save fuel at the same time while having DRS. That's a key strategy to winning the Italian Grand Prix. But again, we're looking very threatening on Lewis here. Slipstream really is everything. On the move again with Hamilton into the parabolic curve. And a little bit unstable under brakes there. It's sent us wide here. And Hamilton does the switchback back into the lead. And still, Rosberg and not Hamilton, Rosberg and Vettel continue to battle. Oh, that was a surprise move. What? What's just going on there? We got close to Hamilton, then we moved to the inside, and we've taken the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. In no way was that intentional, but it's worked. And now we have DRS. Let's try and break away from Hamilton now. Now is the time to pull away. Just staying out of Hamilton's slipstream, just trying to break that. Slipstream is worth so much around this track. Any kind of gain you can get is absolutely vital. As of this lap, Hamilton has dropped off. Rosberg has caught up to the back of him too, but I think this might be the first time that we've cleared the 1 second to Hamilton. That is very interesting. Pit stop window is also coming up very soon too. Rosberg moves into P2. Wow. Could be a problem for Hamilton. He might just be saving fuel. You never know. Something's happened back there. They've lost too much ground. Too much ground. Let's have a look. Rosberg and Hamilton must be really going at it at the moment. Okay, this is Hamilton up the inside. What happens? They leave each other enough space, but they just go so slow through there. The two Mercedes cars, they're just... Yeah, the Mercedes have just absolutely blown each other up in terms of whether it be strategy, crashing out, just bad qualifying positions. They've just absolutely thrown away all their chances so far this season, and it's continued again. The gap is now 2.8 seconds, and we're looking very comfortable now. I think something's happened again. Let's have a look on the replay, because they've just lost another second just in that corner alone. Okay, Hamilton on board. Well, okay. This will give us a better idea of what happened. They just go and try and overtake each other through Ascari, and they slow each other up so much. I mean, like, if they continue to do that every lap, then they're going to have like a 30-second lead or something like that. Even the cars behind them are battling too. We'll be coming into the end of this lap as well. So, this race has really opened up for us. We need to win this race from here. Look at this, lads. To make matters worse for Mercedes, they've both come in on the same lap as each other. Nico stacking behind... It switched to me. Does that mean they retired? Does that mean... Did both Mercedes just retire then? Or did Hamilton just retire? I don't know. We'll find out. I actually can't believe how much Mercedes have shot themselves in the foot this season. Again, they've just put themselves into bad positions that they don't need to. Stacking both of their drivers at the same time. And Nico getting screwed over massively out of all that. If we don't win this race from here, then we're not going to win any race this season. Apart from Monaco, of course. Jensen getting loose on the exit of the second Lesmo, and we've taken him for P3. Everyone else in front of us hasn't stopped yet. Ricciardo and Massa are now in the pits, and they've relinquished us into the lead now. Problem is, Hamilton is now right behind us, and he's only about 3 seconds back. But crucially, he hasn't got Rosberg to distract him and slow him up now, so he could come back at us towards the end of the race. Final lap, lads, and this is probably Hamilton's final chance to get in front of us. The gap is probably just over a second, so I don't think he got DRS on that occasion. We are really cutting it fine. Hamilton, after the second pit stop, has been closing us in gradually, and it's finally got to this point, but I think it's going to be too little, too late for Hamilton. Just one more corner, the parabolic curve, and we're going to come through to get our second race win of the season. And this is going to be one key win in the... Oh, jeez. Okay, let's bring it up to the line in fast. Hamilton closing, but we're still going to win the Italian Grand Prix. Second race win of the season. And we only just won it too. That was incredibly close. Look at that. Only 200ths of a second between us and Hamilton at the end of that race. I'm not too sure what the deal was there. Did we run out of power? Did we overheat the engine or something? I don't believe we ran out of fuel. Otherwise, I would have seriously known. But either way, it doesn't matter. If you win by an inch or a mile, it's still a win. Hamilton, very close in the end. He had good pace right throughout the race. He just got held up by Nico Rosberg in the middle part of the race. That gave us a 5 or 6 second gap, and then for the rest of the race, we tried to control the gap, but Hamilton was fairly quick, to give him credit there. Felipe Massa home in third. He backs up another podium. 2 podiums in a row for him, so that's very good for him. Vettel down in P6, so that's some crucial points that we've gained over him in the standings in this round. Rosberg, I don't believe, has finished in the points. Has he? No, he's DNF'd. So, Rosberg conceding more points in this championship. I think we're going to move up to P2 now. No, we don't. We're very close to overtaking Rosberg for second in the standings. Now only 65 points behind Sebastian Vettel in the World Drivers' title. It's been a very successful round here for us in Monza. Leave a like if you enjoyed this race. It was really intense. Despite us getting on pole by 3/10, we controlled the race, as I said. We had some things go our way, and finally we didn't have any bad luck. Just able to pip Lewis Hamilton in the end. In the constructors' standings, rather, Toro Rosso still in 4th place. So it's looking good for us, lads. If we can continue this upward spiral to continue to get some podiums, and maybe if some bad luck continues to happen to Vettel, then I don't know. You never know. We've only got 2 race wins this season. That is not very many, and still we're still in the fight for the championship. We'll say that much. But that's been this episode for today. The Italian Grand Prix in Monza. The next race will be in Singapore. The street race. Could be a bit of carnage. There normally always is at street tracks. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But until then, guys, I'll see you next time.